Welcome back in wonderful Taem Blong Storian and Taem Blong Storian. Emi takamad one time 1 week. Mika to demi some special brain lo start lo news lo country. Margot Brian, welcome this morning.
Good
or
morning.
This afternoon.
Yes.
And Hilaire Bule hemi work on some PRO lo government 2 times lo government lo salwai. Welcome lo this program. And also Terence, you have a good time. Terence always there you reading paper. Terence is there. Anyway, welcome to this program. Instead of program today, got plan something we make a news. Sports, or mama, Ikana, you got some political news is come out. With them too, something happened with them. One time happened with them. Road he opened low town and I drive past was very good. Anyway, you start with them sports, you will three. Tennis make a good result to Fiji. I mean last week, only winning bronze medal, young tennis player. You make got to Athletics Federation TCA 2025 championship starts this weekend, which is the big thing because athletics winning gold medals, bronze medals, silver medals for Pacific Games. So it's good that athletics semi start them competition nationally. I mean this weekend lo Korman. Lo side of football, I think we lose one referee development visa. We work plenty years lo Sando, lo football lo Potfila mo Vanuatu. Later can be pass away. And you say without referees, no good football. And boss blogada been pass away. And Periel should be low this weekend. The other one is we make them people news semi if you're a black belt, you go to Champions League 3 times in a row. Congratulations to them. Well, you go to 2 semi-finals against Auckland City. Auckland City, we know it's a very big team, but they lost twice to semi-final. Auckland City. The first one here in 2023, only lose the penalty shootout. Was a very competitive football, but only go to extra time, same score. And penalty shootout, only lose to 1 point. This time, Solomon Island, it's another good game against Auckland City. Only lose first half 1-0, but second half 1-0. But you know, when football play, everybody stop quiet watching. But anyway, it's a big sport. Me like me comment lo whatever sport when we talk about this.
Who lost the semi-finals again? Just for our listeners.
Ifera Blackbird,
lost
our champion club,
yes,
to the champion of Oceania, Auckland City,
in a penalty shootout.
2023 penalty shootout, but this time in Solomon Island last week, it's 2-0 in the semi-finals. You got any comment, lo? All sports you talk about or no? This is our first topic, sports.
Firstly, condolence to you with the family football. Lost people lost
you.
You visem. And what am I? So you understand? Say let Ali give me. I'm not referee. So that way, Miko, bauna im replacement.
Now we let Alenali referee Miko. Me also chairman referee. Me take over small time.
Okay.
We connect with the machine football. Kasem time we one of the football. With the me also chairman. We'll find one of man.
So what I'm not commenting you should give him about Ifira.
Ifira Blackbird is my team. Okay. They under Portula Football Association. We me president them. Ifira Blackbird for the last 3 years, we've been champion. They play well. Just I think Auckland is too strong. I mean, Auckland win him Ekar United 2-0, the grand final. And the same score, so if you want to beat Auckland City, you have to really have a strong training, you got strong discipline, and go meet him you want with them football. And Auckland is the champion of Oceania 13 times in a row. So you want to beat Auckland City, you have to work extra hard.
The reason we are not winning, though, is we're simply not good enough. We don't have the necessary infrastructure. No, you can say what you like.
I agree with you.
I'll go back to when we sent our under-20s away to the World Cup in Korea. And the VFF failed them. There was $500,000 there that could have gone to help those kids eat more than crackers on the buses going to their tournaments. Fact came from the coach, said it in an interview and repeated and played, so you can't deny it. And I know Giovanni was the one, he actually filled the form in and the VFF wouldn't sign it and send it off. $500,000, which would have helped those kids and given them half a chance. Now, we had no chance coming up against, I think it was, my memory serves me correctly, Venezuela, which had a front line of $15 million worth of 18-year-old kids playing, and we had a total front line of 100,000 Vatu. So we had no chance. But you talk about we've lost our coach, our developing, for training coaches. We've got certified referees and coaches at what level. We don't have it. We seem to be like we are with everything else we do. We seem to just let it fall down, deteriorate, get old, and then we don't think about trying to replace it. So rather than blaming a fear of, so why'd you lose? I think they did well to get to where they got to, showed a lot of heart, a lot of spirit. You know, there was obviously some issues where they, you know, didn't like you for 5 minutes after the game, but, you know, for whatever reason, it was all sorted. But that's not the problem. The problem is we don't have development of our children, we don't have development of referees, and we don't have development of coaches. And if we don't have the referees, a lot of referees don't want to be referees because of the mentality of the spectators, and that comes about because we don't teach our kids how to play sport and respect referees, and for mums and dads that are watching their kids to respect referees. So we need to start at a foundation, work our way up, and it might take 10 or 15 years. We certainly have the skill sets, and we certainly have the talent, and the ability to apply ourselves to it. But unless we actually give them a proper foundation, it's like putting this roof up and expecting us to sleep in, and the first breeze comes along and off it goes. Yeah. It might look pretty. So we shouldn't be blaming anyone, we should be blaming the system. We should be blaming Vanuatu Football Federation. We should be telling them to start taking the politics out of it. I mean, effectively, they're as bad as the PSC and the TSC. They need to be refurbished, and if they want to do the right thing, stop doing it for their own gain and do it for the gain of our kids and the future of sport, of soccer in this country.
Yes, Mark.
I think was something emi good all time lo collective sport. Imi long pass sport Storian lo olia way pass. All time tayo mikat collective sport only make one defeat. For example, if you're a Solomon then you come lo individual sport. Only always make them long country make stop long one positive way. So I think we acknowledge them contribution to all individual sport and the collective sport also football and athletics. Time you make long case blow if you're away lose, and then you come back with one positive news where athletics you left them up a flight blow one.
Milo said when Makitalem, the building one house, the foundation must be strong. And me agree with the Mark full 100%. Picnic football development is the key to success tomorrow. May you know about them. Referee, you tell them straight. Now you know young fella referee, all over referee no way. Or similar the referee, the rules always change every year. Maki tell them some good point. If you're watching, Maki talk about some very good point. But tell them say, especially when them custom success tomorrow, start with them all beginning. The foundation of football country is important. You start playing them all play today. You don't play them. Auckland City, if you go to Auckland City, 15 years ago, Auckland City was like us, and Australia is like on top, and is continue plus Taem Blong Oceania. When Australia left Oceania, block join Asian football, Auckland start building more beginning. You know the goalkeeper of all whites today. Hemi one man when me same also one black man. Hemi one small beginning 15, 20 years ago. Now he become goalkeeper of all whites. Just because of him starting football 10 years, 8 years come up. Actually, Mark, me agree with Mark. Starting football beginning now, yeah. You stay by no beginning 20 years old, and then you start playing football. So let me maybe don't blame anyone, blame the authority, blame us. If we post to football, blame me. We have to start working with the kids.
One of the kids, Mr. Wana.
Oh, one of the kids, yes, remember. One of the kids is started by someone named Yvonne Afri, Franis, and then he connected with UEFA. One of the kids in Mokat. In Mokat, so Ocean football, karam chess play come inside. Chess play football, chess play. Without any rules, chess play. And chess play, from chess play, you must cut one development, you connect with them chess play, we'll move on. Because chess play, you know what? Just go and play. There is no rules. The kids just enjoy football from 8 years old to 10 years old. But we want them to see the game discussing a positive, but say, if you want to see the result for tomorrow, start with the kids. And you know, local beginning around. No, it's very, very important. You come and talk about athletics. Athletics, all time you winning medals. One person, say them table tennis. Excuse me, say them one bagan. Judo.
Judo we always do quite well, yes.
Yeah, individual sports. In team sports, it's very hard because you talk about 11 players must have the same brain. In athletics, just you. And this week when we look, say who na race lo korman system, but tamifera you make them no good. But athletics is takamantap lo build up good sports. And some tennis, I think beginning lo boss. He's done well in Fiji and they won bronze medal. Sorry.
Can I say this though? The Vanuatu Tennis Federation takes its tennis very seriously.
That's correct.
They get kids in. I know I've put my kids through there, and they take kids as young as 3 and 4. And they come in and they go out and they play, just muck around a little bit, and then they come through the program.
That's true.
And as they get better, they draft them off and put them into more intense training or less training or whatever, depending on their skill set and what they do. And we're starting to reap the benefits of that. It's taken a lot of hard work from some very dedicated people. There's no reason why we can't have that same level of dedication in other sports, to do the same training. I mean, we saw our archers that could have gone off and probably done well in the championships in New Zealand, but they had visa issues. I mean, where's foreign affairs? I mean, we've got to be a team. The whole country says, well, we want to send people to represent us. We need to be able to liaise with our donors and say, we have these people. What's the deadline we put them in? Can we get them on a plane, please? They're obviously not criminals, is it? You know, and work together and get these people and give them the opportunity. The same as we have to do, and we refer back to where we started, which was soccer. We need to encourage people to, if they can't play soccer, it doesn't mean they can't coach or they can't referee, because a lot of your coaching is about technique and understanding. And some people understand it better. I remember my father was a brilliant horseman, but he couldn't tell anyone how to ride a horse. Had no clue, but he was as good a horseman as I ever saw. Saw other people that couldn't ride a horse that could teach people how to ride. You know, it's a different skill set. So if we get that, and then we have to get to schools and encourage them to put it in there and get it, and then start to have inter-school competitions. You had it pre-independence. There's no reason why it can't be brought back in.
I think got interest blow. Beginning blow play football.
Oh, full
You mentioned them take at one World Cup. It happen. You go along every corner blow. Vanuatu ya bamba look all beginning ni. Or begin only where them all set long play and even only katem here blow kata some player will look so. Interest yana you should develop them. You should take them. You should look some say got interest blow beginning then. You be develop them all kata. Me been go one time blow one place blow Bule lo South Pentecost where only put na bas no mo. Because mi seklo kata li werem only kata mo here blow kata some Ronaldo. And then mi surprise man only sablo place where lo nabas will still got interest.
But in Pentecost they
got interest be. How now you the same interest blow beginning?
Yes, no, that's good comment. We get want to come back to tennis. Tennis, it's one of them coach blow kata talam say suppose beginning no make him go to school when you start play tennis. It's all education connected, and make him say all place for tennis. They are very, very wise. Only must start hard to school before you can play tennis. So before tennis coach, you look how will you play? Where's your school work? Where's your school work? So suppose you make him also by plan the man tell him say sports is not good. For example, I think small time you put him on telepost. Tell him say national sports will begin by move. For next year, for laban tell him say sports Western time. Lo Facebook lo telepost Western time. No. Sports you know Western time. Sports is a good thing for the kids.
It's discipline.
Discipline. Yes. So because I one positive income out yesterday. Tell them say no. Plan man tell them say no. Sports you local sports stuff. Money and me play education. Sports you know got sports, but you got too much problem lo put time. Anyway, Terence, you have any comment with that before we shoot him topic lo sport?
No, so you me agree lo every strong mi dalam. So we must develop them start lo beginning kamanda. Emi siya ko sem you teach him good beginning lao, so give discipline lam lo bay mi siya ko up lo wan kut la beginning kamanda. Siya lo sport. Pos lao so no teach him good, bay ko lo sport, but discipline mem. But so pos one beginning stop strong at lao, si like him stop fight. Ada you ko lo karate, or discipline good you, ni siya good you.
Okay. One good point. If beginning play stop fight all time, I mean not Terence talent. You go lo karate, you go lo boxing.
That's it.
Anyway, suppose you federation you start making program will begin even so some tennis, pitch volleyball, judo, with them football. Thank you. Keep doing
cricket,
what
of course, and you know all those.
What them actually do.
Yes.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. And Ravla Sports, please make a work the will begin. Now next topic. Nili call some Ikana breast cancer, whatever it is. Donation is coming good at the moment. People are concerned about Mama got breast cancer. Well, you're going to give him Vanuatu, to support him through the Honorable Prime Minister. So it's a good news going around. Terence?
Oh yes, I mean one good news where you misalnya lagi Prime Minister mi tiga lead lang am. Lo bayar mi ko one fundraising, o lo bayar mi baga one wakaton lo 30 August. Suppose me right. Lo patron la ifate. But one good question bayar mi ask him say why now? Government mi sabi ko karam samo o kata facility siya o kata equipment siya. Terus edonas lumi kami libutin lo hospital like Los Santo o Lotana o Malagula, Pentecost.
So custom lo mi say, mani wo imbirasi mi present them mama wisi go oversee or plus stop.
Mama wisi go oversee,
also to provide them the.
Right.
I think if we just walk it back a little bit, firstly, just so we address the issue of breast cancer. Firstly, have cervical cancer, and they're trying to create awareness. Now, cervical cancer is so treatable, as is breast cancer if early detection goes. With the HPV vaccine that they've put out and that they've introduced here, it should eradicate that out over the ensuing years, except for the ones we miss. But it's still, if they've got the awareness there and the ability, and that's what this has done, has made people aware of it. Unfortunately, in a lot of areas, a lot of communities, local men don't fully understand the women's hygiene sign to the point when they go to the doctor to have their bits looked at, and that creates some sort of a clash. But this awareness is educating people in the need for this to happen so that it can protect their wives from early or premature death. And creates an awareness. So on that front, it's doing a really, really good job. And Max Albert has brought it to the fore. While everyone else was campaigning and getting over earthquakes, he just religiously and constantly just went out, kept pushing it. I do believe that there is a little bit of politicising of it by the Prime Minister, because he's under a lot of pressure from a lot of areas, and he picked up something, and to me, it's the smartest bit of political move I've seen, to come out and fund that and say that we're going to do a walk around the island. And I think that's fantastic. And you cannot knock that. That to me is exemplary, and that shows a bit of leadership, a lot of leadership in fact, and also there's going to be a fair bit of fitness required to walk the 140 odd kilometres over 2 days. So it's a big ask. The only thing that I hope is that we keep hearing Ikana or IK-K, and I can't find it registered anywhere, which obviously they say they've got a bank account. That I'm not trying to put a slur on them. I just want them to have, because it's becoming very political now, I just hope Max has got his corporate side I's dotted and T's crossed, so it doesn't come undone on him and cause more problems down the track, particularly with the accusations of people hiding money in it and money laundering, which I don't believe you can, because the laws are very simple. Once you put money into an account, anything over $1 million, automatically the VFIU go through and it gets reported and they have to identify. So I can be anonymous, but not to the VFIU nor the bank, because they have what they call the UBO, part of the AML-CTF KYC Act, and the UBO is the ultimate beneficial owner. So that is the person that's donating it, and you can't hide that. Okay? You've got your source of funds first, so where it came from and who the UBO was. So that has to be recorded. Anything over $1 million, it's a very simple process, and that gets checked out. So money laundering through that, I'm sorry, I find that, I actually said to Ishmael this morning on my radio show that I felt that perhaps he should get fit and start walking around the island too and get some anonymous donors as well, so we've got them all sorted out and everyone can be happy. But there'd be I cannot see for a minute how they could use that to launder any money.
The issue we misa por sem posin mi bin resem eran data emi issue blo orgeta woli donate money only no one them say them blokata hemi come out mena emi main concern blo posin we bin resem blo bukia. So you need blo while catalogisation blo sel blo diplomatic passport emi stap ko hetande ni imikat fundraising blo walk out around blo island blo fate emi stap wet kat suspicious something emi stap ko that is why the person mi bin come up lo bukia blo askem suppose orgeta woli stap pihan lo foundation blo kansa ya or you organize them walk out around the island or shoot telemat huna emi give him money and meeting say think or comment blo post in emi fair no mo emi fair but some prime minister talent say emi all time talent say no get will give him money emi all sending people so nobody expect them.
Exactly, I agree with you 100%. It is fair, it's a fair question and a fair answer, but what my concern is the politicisation of it, which I mentioned. But you are right, it will sort itself out, and I think that we should just see a united front on this Ikana and raising money, and I think it's something that the whole country should get behind for the benefit of, I mean, we all would know someone that was affected with breast cancer that's been, tragedy to see a woman 32, 34 with 4 pickaninnies pass away because she didn't get treatment, couldn't identify, what was going on. But then those that did have it and couldn't raise funds to get it treated. So what we're seeing here is a complete change of that. But it can go the next step, and this is one thing that I've said many times on my show, is that we should be getting our trainees coming through, same as you have to do with your sports and all your different things. We've got the machines, we've got mammograms there, we've got the machines for it, we've got the ability to test for cervical cancer, we've got the pathology that can do it. We just don't have the technicians, so we don't have the expertise, and that's what we need to focus on, and that's what I think if he raises enough money and enough awareness, then that might be something we can fix, and it gives us a long-term foundation and gives us a solution long-term. And I think that, look, I can't fault what the Prime Minister's done, one piece. I can understand why Ismail asked the question, opposition leader asked the question, but I certainly think that what Max Albert's done for women's health in this country deserves a medal. It's brilliant.
Yes, yes.
Terence, you?
Oh, you must comment one and walk with Max and Megan from Hemisphere life lo full up for mama. You meet me got all Roman, you got all picking the Vimeo Kel. So what the foundation, but we never know, but Mike wanted by me.
Now, time talk about point here. Mami, I agree with the Mac. You make all machines, we not all technicians. Think about suppose me send them, for example, wife let me go overseas. All picking only want them go with me too, to give the support to the mama. But the one where you go overseas, this the one around him. Oh yeah, by me lose some hope now. But if we have one man with operating machines in the country, then the families can change. Mama we have music yet at the same time. So me start encouraging government blow, mask the specialists put the money play me got or specialists of the country blow operate them all machine. Number do something by me protect them all mama, brother. I'm saying it's very important to support them when the Prime Minister is again. Let's support the mama. Me first time ever, the 2025, me harem say people will donate the money because to watch mama. First time for the last 10-15 years, you never harem me. So lo and blote, one congratulate them Max, congratulate them Honorable Prime Minister. Everyone only give money. Sometimes I give you the money. Me not you tell about them from. So we tell about them me. Manana give. Let's go and ask some money from this guy. Because we give you too much money. So me Mr. Football, plat them only give. All tell them say, "Harry, don't mention our name because once you start mentioning, people come to me now. Manana me give. Me carry some money for him. So there is a reason why I them give money because
well accepted. Like we write stories in the paper, anonymous, but which comes back to we still know who they are because we won't print it unless we know who it is. But we respect that thing. Like we have our sources. You know, you have your sources. We have to protect our sources.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Unless they want their name disclosed. So I think it's Max needs like I said, a medal, and I think that it's. I'm looking forward to seeing how many run around.
You start to talk. I think me good blow. You have a saran blow policy pass. I think.
I mean, saran blow policy.
Kalau delegation blow Taem Blong Storian, lika man tinggal di lucky blow, only run long. After we lean highway me open back and suppose some say, we been close it. I think balikata.
That's the Australian delegation.
That's another topic. Why
there's two buses and things.
We
better finish on.
I mean, this is before you go mama press cancer first time. Before I start we start discussing important point here. We support you the mama. We support them Albert when you make them and support them Honorable Prime Minister. When them table match.
30 August.
Prime Minister what round island play fate?
Full island. I hope.
Why you got 1 day
They're
or
going to do
2
well in
days?
Santo too, yeah. It'll be 2 days.
2 days, huh?
So Jotham said 2 days. But the good thing is that there's people forming relay teams, like there's corporations, business houses. They're saying, okay, we're going to do this, you know, so and make it a real fun 2 days, which is going to be good for the communities around the island to sort themselves out and get a bit of money as well and provide it. So if Max organises the mamas around the island as well as he's organised everything else, there should be great kai at every place and every location. There'll be a lot of people having a fat time and it'll be very memorable.
Very nice, yeah.
And then it should be something that they should do annually, which is also good for us all to be fit. And I
Timbochi,
offered to walk 1 kilometre.
you have to walk around.
So I need 139 other people to walk with me.
But important, I mean, we start talk about breast cancer. Because plant sick we affect them. You may talk about breast cancer, then we have to look at the other things too. Because this year, Village Center Hospital, by celebrating Golden Jubilee, 50 years anniversary this year, on number 23 August. So, think about say, got planned something by happen hospital, and I know it very well. Mr. Wadamogata organization, we want to ask him, Kafmanamo, if you're watching us today, this year, Village Center Hospital, we move out to Iririki. That's 50 years ago. We're celebrating 50 years anniversary Golden Jubilee this year, number 23 August. And it's going to be a big thing. So let's hold hands together, not just for the breast cancer, people help them hospital become clean before the 23. So we all can celebrate together.
I was in there the other day, and I have to say, firstly, that my son fell on a young 3-year-old, fell on a knife, right, and stabbed himself. The emergency it was about 10 o'clock at night. The emergency were brilliant, absolutely sensational, because they obviously triaged him and saw that he'd pierced his abdomen, worried he might have pierced his liver, which could cause all sorts of problems. The treatment was sensational, but the hygiene of the hospital, I tell you, and I don't want to be disgusting, but I remember saying this, and I'm quoting the same thing that I said probably 20 years ago when we were in Santo. The maggots themselves would leave. There's no golden staph in that hospital because it wouldn't be able to thrive. It is disgusting. The poor mamas that go in there, why they don't go in with a heated, someone should gift them or go and buy as part of their cleaning a gurney, a water blaster that puts heat out. So it steam cleans, just clean one part of the water out, do it, go to the next part, do it, get some hygiene in. And we talk about beds supposed to come in and hospitals coming in and painting. You know, we've got donors out there to help us strip our pride, say, hey, listen, can you at least get us somewhere where we go, where we know that we can come out the other side with a bit of luck and get to repair. As for the care of the people that were in there on that particular day looking after my son, take my hat off to them, can't complain one piece. But the conditions they had to work in were...
This is the place where I want everybody to come in. Me too, been accident badly, but thank you all staff. But also, hygiene. Suppose you think sister, what's me to talk this time? Let's all hands together to clean the hospital. The staffs, I can see I think 2 or 3 staffs to clean the hospital every morning when I slept with my daughter, no emergency. Only 2 or 3 staff, and every 4 o'clock in the morning, sorry me clean. Only 1 or 2. But we need all the hands together. So Mark, thank you to Master Comment Blue. You must work with them Comment Blue Mark to clean the hospital before Golden Jubilee number 23 August. Anyway, this is the hospital, but thanks a lot. If you're looking after the nurses, doctors, people, thank you. We have a lot of things to do with Tumenisik. Now this morning...
Before you go, next, just while we're talking about that, I don't understand why we don't, like we've got all this money comes in. Every day we look around, someone sits down, someone gave us 1.9 billion, 1 billion, half a billion,
a lot of money.
Where the bloody hell does it go? I don't see. Have you seen a pothole fixed lately?
No.
I actually had to walk down from up there at Ocean View, walk down, and it was nearly too rough to walk.
Ocean View? Where's Ocean View?
I was going to call for a helicopter or hovercraft.
Sea View?
Menzies, Stone Grill.
It's
shocking. It's unbelievable. And yet all our tourists and stuff go there. But the other thing I noticed when I'm walking down that road is the amount of grass we've got growing on the sides, in the hospital, at the VMF barracks, everywhere. Why aren't we've got all these youth that have nothing to do, so as a form of civil conscription, get 6 trucks, loaded up, go out, give them 1,000 Vadu for 6 hours work each, bush knife they have to give back at the end of it.
That's another one.
And then give them a bit of rice and a 10 fish or something, and that's their day's work. And they go around and we just start, do different areas around town, go around the island, do the same thing in every other island where we have this sort of level of unemployment. We have to... People can't, we complain about our youth stealing. We talked about this the other day. We complain, but it's our fault because we're not giving them something to do. We're not giving them sport to play. We're not giving them an education. We're not keeping them in schools. We look up at the Lonsdale, a former, sadly passed away, former president, the school named in his, up at Torba, what is it, the BLMS. So up there, they've got a science lab without having a lab, so they've got to work it out themselves. There's a big picture on the Daily Post, but there's no teachers as well. So what are they going to do? Get a couple of sticks, rub it together, and see if they can make fire? You know, what are we trying to do to our children? Why can't we just, you know, I've suggested we've got this easy house where Mel Coffey does for National Australia Bank, which is a kid home. They should just get them to do the same thing and make them for school classrooms, so that they put them around all the provinces. Our donor, go up to Australia. If you say to Australia, I need $5 million to make all these classrooms, we'll do the rest of it. You just help us get the framework, get it up there. That helps all the loggers in Santo running around cutting timber. Then they prefab it. It goes up, so whichever area it's in, if it's in Pentecost, if it's in Denner, or it's in Malakula, or wherever it is, and the locals come and the community help them build it and put it up so that they get their classroom. Cyclone comes through, they've got a prefab sitting there. Our kids are back at school with a classroom in the space of 5 days. But all these kids, if we get them out now, all these roads along here, we should be proud of what we've got at the moment. It's like, you know, you want to go home into your room because it's the only clean place about. It's wrong. It never used to be like that.
Good point.
Oh, si one good la point. Municipality should work closer with them Ministry of Youth and Sport.
We don't have that ministry, remember? They're gone.
Oh, yes, Minister of
Justice and
Justice,
Sports.
Justice and Sport. Belum ada bisa lu lo inisiatif ya mau financial funding belum ada mau kata.
It's not about finding the funding. But I agree with Mark.
There's plenty of money.
There is plenty of money. If one house tell them, I give you 1,000 Vatu, and you got 10 pignini, they can clean up the road. You have 1,000 Vatu, you have the pot of rice and tin fish, and that's it. You mean, say with football, play more. Don't blame the kids. Blame the boss like us. In life, at the moment, every area, we blame us. Because you look young for it's not about giving them the cover. No, you help them to do something. You agree with them, you full one. Only cut 11 cross, and that's why I'm saying, Taem Storian, wife lo, late, we are Max Tavot, wife lo been passed away from 11 cross. Road go mele, then problem happens. And Suchikolo Teuma today, 11 cross here, you come to road, people walking on the road, and this is very dangerous.
All the way around the island, it's like
Same
that.
same.
And but you go into the hospital, they go and do it. If we've got them doing it all the time, these kids don't have to go every day. They might go every second day, but the trucks go to certain places and pick up a certain amount, have a certain budget, and off they go. And you have other different areas that you work on through the wards and have allocations for it. That's what we're supposed to be doing if we're doing serious governance to look after our citizens. Well, we've got to start by trying to identify the problems, and the problems are we're not giving them anything to do. We're not showing them any respect.
Yeah.
How can we ask for any back from them if we don't give any in the first place?
That's very true.
We've got to earn it.
Well, very good topic. And any Taem Blong Storian, if you're watching, because you know agree with them, we talk about one something, we'll help them country tomorrow, especially Tano Mr. Blem. What's this for front base today, Hilaire? I don't know. What's this?
Yeah, front page lo tell me all allegation we've been mentioning small things about self diplomatic passport and me haram say pushing the Mr. point lo me launch one official complaining ko lo police lo invest mo get allegation lo self diplomatic passport lo and one very serious issue.
Terence?
Yes, one very serious issue. You me three, I been talking about diplomatic passport come. So, one lo front page today or allegation dalam say the concern. I been falsify identity blame 3 times before I sabi karam before citizenship sabi award them lo one certificate lo dual citizenship ya, and then I sabi eligible lo sabi come lo one stage plus special envoy, and then after lo special envoy after I sabi kat privilege lo sabi karam diplomatic passport, and suddenly you check say odi arrest them lo Shanghai, mana isa lo detention center lo Shanghai lo China mo kat investigation di stakolem. So lida lo position mi feel se foreign now mi mas iba sa pa no sima to mo leaders blimi o authorities blimi we ikat corruption lam lo by mas kat one investigation ni golam.
I think very good from you can plan the story and blow and the problem where me stop me from where you can complain to the police, but now opposition me take lead blow me launch an official complaint you may hope the police by me follow them up on allegation and then me come up with them some proof and then take action against them all get from so far me all illegal all allegation blowing illegal sale blow passport diplomatic passport.
Mark?
There's 3 issues that we've got. One is the first commission of inquiry, which you guys were then in power, which were held back when it was released. And I actually publicly said I'm pleased that you did, because if you name people going into an election, then you ruin their chances of an election if they're not guilty of any crime. And we operate in a society that you're innocent until proven guilty. So I just wish that the current government would release that document now, so that we could all sit down and analyse it. Then we've got the SEEP program, which is, for those of you playing at home, the SEEP program is completely different. It is an investment program. Hilaire would probably be able to share more information on that in detail. But it means where you come and you have to invest a certain amount of money. So when we see the sale when we sell a normal passport, which commonly we would refer to as a gold passport, don't know whether it's gold or not, but that's what we call it. It ranges between 130,000 and 235,000, depending on whether you're an individual or a husband and wife, 2 pickaninnies or 4 pickaninnies, and then thereafter it's 10,000 per person if you've got a big family. But of that, each amount of that $50,000 US goes to the agent. Now, he doesn't get it until after it's been satisfied. There's also some other charges, which the VFIU charge $5,000 for a background clearance, and there's another $5,000 application fee, and a few other incidentals. That all has to be put into the National Bank of Vanuatu into trust. Okay, so as soon as the citizenship award that, the Citizenship Board award that, then they disperse the funds. If the application is rejected, then they give the money back to the person, and they keep the bits that they have for doing their clearances. Okay, then we go to our this diplomatic passport. The diplomatic passport is not for sale. Unfortunately, I can't see in the Act anywhere where it says it's not for sale. It says that they don't charge for it. Okay, they don't pay a fee. There might be a processing fee or something. But there is nothing in the Act that stops them from gifting them any money. But there is something in the Act that stops them from gifting money for someone that doesn't deserve the right. So you have to prove that that person didn't have the ability to be an envoy. Well, I mean, Sierra Leone, what are we going to do over there? I mean, we don't make matchsticks. Yeah. Our total exports in 2023 were only $44 million. Why do we want 80 plus trade commissioners? What are they selling?
Ooh.
Seriously, what are they selling? So that's where the problem comes. But where we do get them is obtaining money by false record or offering a document that's not true. And they've also got them under the leadership code. So if anyone thinks that they can get off, as was put forward by an outsider back when this first blew up, that they can get away with it, all they have to do, I believe, is hook one. And I think everyone, except for the people that are involved, and I mean everyone in Vanuatu, I can speak for all of us, don't want this to happen because you're causing us problems. We don't think it's right that you should go and make 25,000 or 25 million Vatu for one passport. How's that right? And then you go and sell 10. Or if you sold 80, I don't know the number, but it's a lot of money. And I don't care who it was, I want to see them go to jail. I really don't care who it unseats or who it puts behind bars. If they've been doing it, they need to go to jail. That's it, end of story. If they haven't been doing it, fine. We tip our hat and say, you're doing a great job. Can we cut down on the number of special envoys and diplomatic passports? But we've just got to have some clarity. So they're the different types of passports that are available. So we can't confuse the 4 different types. We've got the normal one that you and I get.
Green.
The green one. Then we've got the one that people buy, okay, where they come in.
What colour is that?
It's some people call it green, but they call it gold.
Citizenship program.
Yeah, but what colour? What colour of the passport?
It's green, but they want to make it gold, don't they? They want it, so it's referred to as a gold passport. So I come in and I give $130,000 and I buy that passport. But it restricts, my rights are restricted, aren't they? With that passport, I'm not allowed to vote. I'm sure I've got certain restrictions.
Due diligence law.
Yes,
and then that's number 2. Number 3?
The number 3 is the
blue
one where it's the green. The blue one is for a government like you would have had a blue passport when you travelled, wouldn't you? When you were PRO, or did you run a
normal passport?
Normal, but you would have been entitled to a blue one, which means that he's a government official.
And then the red one?
Appointee. The red one is diplomatic passport.
See, that's something I'm like in hosting program. The only thing I know is the 3 passports color, but not 4.
The SEEP program is the one where I come in and say I'm going to invest $1 million. You know how we're missing 15 billion Vatu? Do you know how much that is? That's 150 million US dollars.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. Gone. We don't know where it is.
Wow.
Now, that's run different. That's held by the agencies. They bring it in and they're supposed to invest in certain projects, and in return they give them their passports.
That's
the one. So there's 4 different types of passports that are available, of which 3 are corruptible in one form or the other. But the one that is, and that's why we've got to be careful, because only when we talk about agents, the SEEP program has a different set of agents than what the DSP program has. Okay, and then this one is just Minister of Foreign Affairs is the only one with the authority to issue a diplomatic passport.
Well, it's a very big topic.
It's very interesting for some of first hand information where media mikata or list all people and they got me including all civil servant and then the allegation belong all civil servant too all involved with them all politicians all man politic blow me so bambai funding with police bambai make it bambai me very interesting blow you be clear issue.
How widespread do you think it is? Potentially, allegedly.
A big one.
Big one.
Yeah.
Terence?
Someone's going to
One
talk
way we
about it.
find it interesting no mo somehow yumi lo delibos yumi obtain ma letter we prime minister mi right mi go prime minister sorry leader lo position mi right mi go lo prime minister of the mi right two separate letter one letter ko lo acting commissioner of police lo inform se Mr. Lonche one official complaint about issue lo serlo passport and amino specific lo leta we mi lo police commissioner amino specific sa pudum some specific detail inside so ami dala mo se minister concern the people concern now we one state minister pe ami issue me lo 23 January 2023
Okay.
ami no sorry ami dalam January 2023 pe ami no state am se ami who minister. So lo complain na we mi ko lo police pakan suppose ba ridam lo position with due respect suppose mi mention him so
Emi no mention him.
I mean no mention him so bagian bagi one people atok pakan lo police so if you file a complaint mi talam se oh yes pita i me kema o choni me kema bi mi talam no se lo manusia lo data by
Okay.
small technical situation bakan inside lam
Emi all tell them all technical letters. You'll stop with the paper. Anyway, we have 3 minutes to go. It's a very good discussion on sports. All mama with them one of happen in the country. Let me round up with this program. Terence, thank you. I think start with you, Mark. Thank you. Look, clarify something about passport. You are very good. And Mark, you got one special program. Lo 107 radio, but you missed him this one. Listen to Mark every morning. On 107, some very constructive comment. Mark, any something else to tell him?
Oh, look, I hope we can get to the
Anyway, sorry. Any solution?
Whoa.
Any solution? Lo one in discussion.
initial issue.
Any solution?
Sorry, I was going to go on. My goodness.
Because you got any solution?
Ready to raise
I give you 1 minute. 1 minute.
Oh, my goodness. Look, I think we've touched on it. I think the Prime Minister adopting Max Albert and the program for cervical cancer and breast cancer was a masterstroke. I think it took a lot of pressure off. The government has not been hasn't done anything really. They're gearing up for the next sitting of Parliament, but they haven't really done anything wrong either. This issue is not going away on passports, and I'm pleased to see it back in the headlines. I try and keep it there at least 3 times a week. I don't want to bore people with it, but we need it resolved. People are just sick and tired of being kept down. But I think the main thing is that, please, can we look after our youth? Can we put them on trucks? Can we start to get them out, even a bit of road patching, do it every 5 days a week, and just, they don't have to be the same kids. It's a form of civil conscription, I know, but get our place cleaned up, make it nice and beautiful. So everywhere we drive, we don't have tall grass or people, unfortunately, tragically, maybe being the cause of their death in accidents and things. So if we can achieve that, keep our hospitals clean and all our state-owned properties clean, I think that's got to be worth it, isn't it?
That's very, very good. Thanks, Mark. Very good advice, Mark. Elbe mo liang wala work.
I think that one point no bro mi talemating iya mi find them by everyone very interesting ya bro man bro politic play me or leader bro politic you miss them yeah with them some even minister and member of parliament will go lokot and he got about one bypass lokot long manise and then narawan long next week so what them is you blow passport you expect them roughly blow got one history losad long in prosecuting more leader got 14 member of parliament only been long jail finish when one I think one world record and then what the issue where
World record.
meeting
It'd have to be.
meeting small country lo Vanuatu meeting say one world record but you need long clarify and bargain but what the issue where you miss them prosecuting all member of parliament lo mir already miss them say by cat line up lo samo leader membali oli pasok.
Thank you, Hilaire. Terence.
well lo imi sama raisi mo sama no first topic ko imi mintalam se disiplin start laos before ko sport mo instalo sport tu ko I sama ko bapakan laos semi vice versa mo football imi mas start football lo on small pigini ka mantap lo ba imi sama katuan kutula of strong team lo future lo ba sa ko lo semi final bisa win Auckland City. Mau side lo youth mi sabot bahkan totok lo mak kami dalam se yumi mas panam sam initiative lo yumi empower mo youth spremi lo yumi sabe chensem tu mentality lo people lo mo singa mo ta chos but oli sabe feel se oli onam potulaton mo di sok pot oli clean potulaton blimi Mo yumi chona man tu kita blo yumi elf sapotem Ikana
Ikana, yeah.
Ikana fundraising wis takamap. Potem yumi chona man tu kita tu blo yumi sabe ko yumi celebrate 50 years lo hospital.
That's very true.
Same
Golden
time
Jubilee.
tu yumi atrafanem some solution or suppose eminit lo yumi sabe ko katem keras lo hospital lo yumi clean up yumi sabe yumi two people yumi sabe ko from health is everybody's business.
Oh, yes.
And lo one em lo issue lo pas diplomatic passport ba yumi letem lo na emi andelem. Kating gimana mo?
Thank you Thomas. Yuvula 3, Taem Blong Storian. And Yuvula 3, one Storian. Lo make him say, you do Storian ro nakamal blue, house blue. Lo make him say, blote, one of you save come a better country, a man long tomorrow. Was you Storian? By you save cat one good future. But the Muluka Toktokia, people thank you, Yuvula 3. Thank you, we watch him. So, if you want comment against Yuvula, that's your comment. We have to make Vanuatu a better place again.